Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Baha Rachak double honors of the apostles, the elders, a great millstone, a GMS will teach and rule well. And peace and salutations to the hopeful elect pushing this gospel amongst the four winds with truth and sincerity. To you, I say Shalom. This is your brother Paratham with another lesson. Going into, we're going to go into Philemon. Dive into Philemon for a little bit. It's 25 verses. It's a letter from Paul to Philemon, and it's a plea. It's basically a personal plea for a slave, right? His name was Onesimus. He was owned by Philemon, and really doesn't get into it, but commentaries say that Onesimus stole something and he ran away. Right? He ran to Rome where he met Paul. At the time, Paul was under house arrest in Rome, you know. So we're gonna get into it, man. I got a few precepts, but this chapter this book isn't really talked about, but it's powerful. It says a lot, you know. In society, there's so many different walls that we put up based off of personality, education, status, wealth, and race. In this case, it was slavery. When Yahweh Shai came, he came and broke all them barriers down. And in this particular book, Paul is doing the same thing. He's saying no matter where you came from, uncircumcised, circumcised, civilized, uncivilized, uh, Jew or Gentile, but you got to be an Israelite. You got to be of the blood, you know. Saying that we were scattered across the four winds, the four corners of the earth, as a punishment, as judgment. But in doing so, we became mingled amongst all these other nations. So now, those scattered look like the other nations. They talk like the other nations. They dress like the other nations. But they are, in fact, Israelites, according to the bloodline. So Paul was speaking to those individuals, the Hellenized Jews, the Israelite foreigners, those that appeared as the other nations were, but were, in fact, of ours. So I'm gonna breeze through this, man. It's like I said, it's a letter. You know, Paul just showing love, man, and he's pleading for Onesimus. Now let's get into it. I'm reading the NLT. Philemon 1:1. I'm just gonna breeze through it, man. Not gonna make this long. It says this letter is from Paul in the NLT, a prisoner for preaching the good news about Yahweh Shai Hamashiach, and from our brother Timothy. I am writing to Philemon, our beloved co-worker, and to our sister Aphia, and to our fellow soldier Archippus, and to the church that meets in your house. Notice he said the church meeting in the house. It wasn't a building, you know. Then it was I would imagine in these times the early churches, they would go travel and meet the homes. You know, we know that two or three are gathered in a name, in his name, there he is in the midst, roughly paraphrasing. But talking about physical buildings, there's a good chance they didn't exist. Especially, and then on top of that, you got the persecutions, right, for being involved in this work. They were getting persecuted. They were getting martyred. They were being tortured, punished. So they kept it in the crib. All right, so let's keep going. This verse 3. May Yahweh, our Father, and the Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach give you grace and peace. I always thank my power when I pray for you, Philemon. And Philemon, that name, what's that name mean? Even went into like somewhere along the lines of affectionate. Don't even you cut the name off. All right, it's all good. Whatever. It's verse 5. It says, because I keep hearing about you, about your faith in the Lord Yahweh Shai, and your love for all of Yahweh's people. And I am praying that you will put into action the generosity that comes from your faith as you understand and experience all the good things we have in the Mashiach. For your love has given me much joy and comfort, my brother. For your kindness has often refreshed the hearts of the Most High Yahweh's people. So Paul just giving, he's showing love, man. He's being a brother. He's an elder. And he just showing love to Philemon. Telling him how much his words uplifted him in his times of incarceration. You know, tells him he's like his letter. He tells him that he's refreshing. You know, I guess that's in a way of restoring brothers and sisters' faith, I guess, and uplifting them with the words, with the good news, if you will, by his love and loyalty, man. And this letter encouraged each of them. Like, we don't have to write letters back and forth now, but, rehearsing the righteous acts, brothers in group chats, brothers live near each other, we, iron sharpen iron, man. We let each other know when we lacking, when we falling short. At the same time, we supposed to encourage and uplift each other. Open buke is better than secret love. But it's like when a brother locked in, he consistent. Man, pat that brother on the back. Let him know you see his progress. I see you, bro. Let's get it. And that should boost your faith. So that in itself is a lesson, man. Just being more important to the body. Whatever it is that the Lord blessed you with, your talents and your gifts, you maximize it. Right? Beat on that craft so that you're more beneficial to the body. So like up until we about to get into the plea, if you will. But up until that, Paul was pretty much setting the stage, right, for that request in the letter. He was basically highlighting Philemon's works, how his faith and how generous he was, all the work he's done on his behalf. You know what I'm saying? It's like what people do now is they gatekeep information. It's like this knowledge, as if this knowledge wasn't it's recycled, man. Like it's been here before. You come across some new information, you claiming it as your own. Like it don't. It's freely given, man. It's freely Salaki. It's freely received. So it must be freely given. Roughly paraphrasing. This is all for benefits of the body, for salvation, to get out of here, man. It's not going to benefit you withholding certain knowledge. That's why when we always, man, our group chat, man, we throwing in current events, news headlines, memes. It's a good mix, but we not gatekeeping. Brother come across some information or a new breakdown, he's making it known. He's not keeping it to himself as if that's making him wiser than another brother or making him more exclusive for salvation. Nah, bro, it's all, we are literally a team. We're supposed to be rehearsing these righteous acts in regards to one of the main things is serving each other, being more brotherly, making another brother's happiness as it's your own. Let's keep going. It's verse 8.